Well, greetings, Business 20 students. This is Mr. Doucette, and this is a welcome video, just welcoming you to my business mathematics class here during the winter term at Norco College. And there's a few things I want to go over with you about our course that I think would be important and critical for you to know as we start off, as well as just to give you a chance to meet me. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And there I am on video, and here we are on the homepage, in the homepage of our Norco College website. And so first off, my name is Eric Doucette. I've been teaching at Norco College since 2016. I've been full-time at Norco College since 2020, and I've taught business mathematics almost the entire time that I've been at Norco, as well as over at RCC for a few semesters. This class, business mathematics, of course, is really important. It's a critical class. It kind of lays a foundation for some of you that may be taking accounting in the future, but certainly money and finances and handling your money and knowing how to spend it, knowing how to save it, knowing how to use it to make more money is critical to the success of any business. And so we go through all different kinds of business mathematical problems that you might come across, markups, markdowns, trade discounts, cash discounts, inventory, depreciation, all those areas that you can learn how to best manage your money and best use the resources that you have to make more money. And that's kind of the goal of any kind of finance in business, is not just to make money, but to use your money wisely and to make money with your money that you earn. And so we're going to be looking at all those things. But the first thing I want to do is kind of introduce you to the class and how to get in there. So if you've never logged into Canvas before, just so you know, Canvas is our learning management software, and it's where all of our classes that are online are hosted, and it's where you'll be doing all of your work for this class. There is no third-party software. There is nothing but what's in Canvas. That's all you have to worry about. All the quizzes, all the exams, all the assignments are in Canvas, so you don't have to go anywhere else, but you do need a book, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, let's log in. So if you're at the Norco College homepage, norcocollege.edu, just click About, and then scroll over here under Employees, and it says Canvas. That's the easiest way to get there. Once you select Canvas, it's going to give you the option to sign in or to log into to Canvas. I'm already logged in, so it just automatically went to my dashboard, but you'll have to log in. Usually it's your email address as your username, and then the 6 digits, or should I say 8 digits of your birth date. So the 2 digits of your month, the 2 digits of your day, and the 4 digits of your year. That's your password. And then once you get in, you can change your password. But that will bring you to your Canvas dashboard right here. And that's where all of your online classes for the term that you're in will be hosted. And you can see them as folders in Canvas. And if you see here, our class is Business 20 right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and select that. That is our class folder in Canvas. And this is where you're entering into our online portal for our class. And if you notice here, I have what's called my homepage that I've created in Canvas for our class. It's basically a little table that has some buttons in it. Everything you need to know about my class is right here. Anything, you can access everything from this homepage. So whatever you need to do, and I'll show you, I'm going to explain each one of these buttons to you in just a moment, but you also have a menu here on the left. And so if you ever are deep into the class somewhere and you don't know where to go, just select the home button at the top here, and that'll bring you right back to this page, and that'll give you the starting point all over again. But anyway, the way this class is broken down is, first off, I have a Start Here button, and we're going to be going into that in just a minute to get you started. But that's where you're going to want to first go once you get into Canvas and get ready to get started in the class. So you're just going to click Start Here. I also have right here on the homepage the syllabus. So at any moment in time, you're like, oh, what was that assignment again? Or I'm not really sure what he said in the syllabus. You can click that. It'll open the syllabus right here in Canvas. You can also download it. The latest version of the syllabus will always be right here and attached. The 3 red circles here with numbers in them are the 3 modules of this class. So this is a 6-week class for the winter term, which means that you're going to be, every 2 weeks is a new module with new work. So you can access each of the modules by just selecting the red button here. Then there's the ebook right here. So there is an ebook attached to the class. There is a charge. I think it's like $40 or $45 to access it, but it's probably the easiest because you can get started right away once you register for it. And all you'll need to do is click that button right here, click the picture right here of the book. You can also come up here and click the Cengage link on the left. Either way, it'll step you through the process of registering for the book. And again, you will need the book. There's also PowerPoint slides as well that I've made available that will help you a lot, but the book is necessary. There's some course videos that's very important in this class because a lot of these concepts might be difficult for you to figure out on your own. So I did do a video of pretty much every one of the concepts. Some of them are newer than others, but there are many videos here. And by the way, not all of them are that great. I just want to give you a pre-warning. Some of them are pretty bad. A couple times I recorded one when I didn't have my iPen, so I was using my finger, and so the penmanship is not the greatest. Some of them are pretty bad, and I am redoing them as we go. In fact, I do have some newer videos than some of these here that I'll be trying to import into the course as we go. So if you have any issue with the videos, let me know, and if I have a newer one, I'll send it to you. But I have re-recorded many of these because this was an older shell. I do have the older videos in here, so I will try and remember to go in and update some of these. But these are here to help you. They'll explain to you the assignment. I go through working out many of the problems, and so these will become extremely valuable to you. And then, so that's the course videos. There's a help button right here. So if you ever need any help by me, there's my phone number as well as my email address. You can text me, you can email me. I'm pretty good about getting back to you right away. There's also the help desk number and email, as well as Canvas phone number. So if you have any issues with Canvas, have any technical issues, you can contact the help desk and they'll help you out, or you can contact me. And then there's a course details button here, and that just explains what this course is about, as well as it gives you the schedule that's at the bottom of the syllabus that gives you, each week what's due. So you have actually multiple places to get that. You get it from the syllabus, you can get it from the course details. It's also at the bottom of the Start Here page. It gives you the list of all the assignments that you need to do. And then, of course, modules and that you select, they're already laid out in the same order as your syllabus as far as the assignments that you need to do. So this is the home page. Again, if you ever get lost, just click home. It'll bring you back here. And this kind of helps you kind of work your way through the class. And so what I'm going to do next then is just go ahead and we'll get started, right? I'll click the Start Here button, and it'll tell us what we need to do as far as the class goes. So to start with, there's a little welcome from me that explains the course. There's a bio link right here if you want to learn a little bit about my background and a little bit about who I am. This is an online class, which means everything is done online. There's no class sessions. There's going to be no Zoom sessions for the winter term. It's all recorded, pre-recorded stuff. So if you need any additional help, I'll be happy to meet with you in Zoom if you need to. But if not, it's all here online in Canvas. Again, you can select this link right here to the right of the book if you want to register for the ebook. If you've not done that, you can do that in all these different places. And then as far as navigating the class, again, you can just click the home page at the top. It'll bring you back to that home page. But maybe you're using a phone or a tablet to do some of your work. Well, this is some special instructions on how to access the home page from your phone or your tablet, so you can follow those instructions. And then here's really the heart of the getting started, and that's getting started. So step number 1, read the syllabus. So make sure you read it, you understand what's required. Take the BUS20 SLO pre-test. So there's going to be a test that you take. That's 10 questions. And it's just to let me know what you already know about math. You're going to be also taking this again at the end of the class to see what you've learned. It's 10 points extra credit no matter how you do. And so is the mandatory check-in assignment, which is the next item on the list here. And that's just introducing yourself to the rest of the class. It's a welcome assignment to say, tell us about yourself, what are your interests, etc. Tell us about your educational journey. So there's just a few questions to answer. That's also 10 extra credit points. And that puts you usually over 100% right off the bat in the class, which most students like. Again, if you've not gotten the textbook, step number 4 is to get the textbook. This also links to the same link that I was showing you earlier. Or if you want to get a hard copy of the book, you can order it on Amazon. You can also go to the Norco bookstore. You can also try other places like Chegg and other textbook places. You can rent one if you want a hard copy. If not, then you're going to read your book in Canvas here. And then the last thing, step number 5, is get started by clicking module number 1, and it's going to explain to you the assignments in modules. And I'm going to do that in just a minute. But here again is also the schedule of everything for this 6-week winter course. So let me real quick just show you the textbook. I'm going to click that link. It'll all bring me there. I'm already registered for the textbook. When you click the link, it'll ask you to register, and you'll have to pay. I think it's $40 or $45. But it's going to open the textbook. And again, you will need the textbook in this class because you're going to want to work through some of these math problems using the textbook. That's the easiest way to learn and maybe using my video. But here's a textbook. The table of contents is to the left as far as all the chapters go. And then as you select something, like I'll select chapter number 2 here, it's going to open in the box to the right. And so you can read through, you can look at the problems. It even gives you some of the answers if you show you the answer on how to do it. And then you just click next page and it'll bring you through the whole textbook that way. There's even some little exams at the end of each chapter that you might want to do that I'll show you here in just a moment. So that's pretty much it for the textbook, but you definitely, again, are going to need that. So that's the start here. That's the table on the home page. Now let's go ahead and get started on our coursework. So we'll click module number 1. And there's a lot of explaining I need to do here on the modules. So basically this class is broken down into modules. Here's all 6 of your modules in a row. And so right at the top of the modules page is a link to return to the home page. So if you just need to go back, you can. There's some Canvas helps and you tutorials right there. So if you want to, you need a little help in Canvas, you're not really sure how to do some things, you might want to go through that. Then here's a link to the ebook as well. It's the same as all the other links that I have in the class. So if you want to just come to the top and click that, you can click that. It'll bring you to the ebook. And then it gets into our first week's worth of work. And this is for week number 1. Again, this is a 6-week class. Every week, every 2 weeks is one module. So week number 1, week number 2 is module number 1. And that's what it says here. Module number 1, week number 1. If you scroll down, module number 1, week number 2, it gives you the dates. So the first thing you're going to want to do in this class is there are some read-me firsts. So I want to make sure you understand kind of the context of business math and what you're doing. So I've created a how to prepare to be successful for this class. You have to read that and then click mark as done at the bottom in order to move on to the next page. And you need to do that for all 3 of these. So there's a read me first number 2, there's a how to prepare for this class, and then there's Meet Sienna. Now this whole class is built around a health and fitness store. So a place that sells weights and sells supplements and sells anything to do with fitness. Her name is Sienna. She owns the business. She started it. She's expanding it. She's growing it. And so everything is seen through the eyes of Sienna as a business owner dealing with math problems and trying to solve problems that come up mathematically. And so you're going to meet Sienna in this chapter. You're going to learn her background, her employees, all that kind of stuff. And then you're going to start getting into the coursework. So if you notice, I broke it down to read first and then study. So you're going to study these chapters. You're going to be looking at chapter 6 on percents and chapter 7 on trade and cash discounts. And again, I'm going to show you the study page in just a minute. But percents are really the foundation of business. Everything is in percents. So you have to know how to convert decimal to percents, percents to decimal so that you can do the math. All mathematical procedures are not done by percents, they're done in decimal, but then the answer is going to be in percents. So you need to be able to convert back and forth quite quickly. And so we get into that a lot in chapter 6. Anyway, taking a look at the study page, and if I select that, I want to show you what's in here. So here, I tell you what sections of your book to study. Now, there's a little caveat here as we just switched versions of books. So we went from the 8th edition to the 9th edition, and I've not yet changed all of the page numbers yet to reflect the 9th edition. And I will be doing that throughout the course of these next 6 weeks. So if you go there and you look at the page number, it doesn't line up, that's fine. What you need to really look for is the concept, the section. So converting percents, using percentage portion formula, solving other business problems involving percents. So as long as you're following through the same sections, they're pretty much matched up. You'll be fine on what you're learning and what you're going over. And then there is a video of me right here working through the portion percent formula. I believe I have a new video that I will upload to this right here that I'll make sure you get, but it's going to be me working through different kinds of percent problems using what's called the portion formula that'll help you in future sessions or future chapters. So that's all available for you to study for chapter 6. I also gave you the PowerPoint for chapter 6 right here. And I even tell you which slides to look at up here that are on the PowerPoint to reflect what area you're studying. And then I've even given you YouTube videos that are not me teaching it, other people teaching these concepts. I gave you 2 videos on every single concept that you need to know. So these are all for you to study. And if you still don't understand the concepts after you've went through all of that, you're welcome to get a hold of me and I will work through it with you in a Zoom session or whatever else. So each chapter has its own study page. So again, this is an online course and you're studying. And so I am giving lectures in these videos and you're also studying through the textbook yourself over here. I promise you, if you do the study page in its entirety, you watch a couple of the YouTube videos even, you're going to nail it every chapter. But if you skim and you cut corners and you try and do the bare minimum, then you're going to probably struggle with some of these concepts. That's just the way it goes. Most students that take the time to study will do well. And by the way, this class isn't any more difficult during the winter than it is in the longer term because we only teach this as an 8-week class. And I literally just removed the chapters for week 7 and 8. You're pretty much doing everything as if it were an 8-week class, but only 6 weeks worth of work. And so anyway, there's a formula sheet here for all the formulas that you need to know on chapters 6 and 7. There's some tips for solving word problems because word problems are predominantly what business math is solving. And then you get into your coursework. So everything up to this point now in week number 1 is just you preparing. Now you're going to actually do the work. And so the first one is the initial mandatory check-in assignment, which I already mentioned. That's something you have to do. It's extra credit no matter what. It's just personal questions. Then you have the mandatory pre-test, which is, again, just math problems. Do your best to solve them. You're going to get 10 extra credit points no matter how you do. But they'll let me know what you already know. And then there's a quiz on chapter 6 and 7. This quiz is 10 questions long, I believe. After this, they're only 6 questions long. There are fill-in questions on the quizzes. In other words, they're not just multiple choice. Some of them are, but some of them are also ones you have to solve and then put in your answer, which is beneficial to you because I do give you partial credit, or sometimes if you get it close, I'll give you full credit for the answer. And then you're going to start your case study. So each week you have a quiz, and then you have every 2 weeks you have a case study, and every 2 weeks you have an exam, and then you have a check-in assignment. So basically the weekly assignments are a check-in assignment and a quiz. And then actually you don't even have a quiz on the second week, you just have your exam. And then you have your week number 2, you have a check-in assignment, and then you have there's 3 assignments every week. There's a check-in assignment, a quiz, and a case study. And the case study, you get 2 weeks to do it. So it's really 2.5 assignments every week. And then the second week, you have a check-in assignment and an exam. So we'll look at all that here in a second. So anyway, you have your initial check-in assignment, you have a mandatory post-test, pre-test, you have your quiz, and then you start your case study. Now, case studies are you solving a math problem for Sienna that is independent. I'm not going to give you any feedback on it until you're done, and then I'll give you the correct answer. But your grade is your grade, no matter what it is. So it's kind of like the culminating assignment for that module, those 2 weeks, and it's kind of assessing whether or not you're getting it or not. And so I don't give you much help on that other than your grade and then the answer after that. But the quiz, when you take the quiz, I will grade it, and I'll give you feedback right away within usually 24 hours. And then on the check-in assignments, which in week number 2, they're going to be different than week number 1. You're actually solving math problems on the check-in assignment. I will give you immediate feedback on that. If you turn it in by Thursday, I'll give you feedback by Friday, Saturday, so you can understand the concepts, and then you can do well on the quiz. So the way the class is designed is you want to do your check-in assignment first after you've read the study pages, then do the quiz, and you can take the quiz up to 3 times, so get your best score, and then work on your case study as the last thing. So again, you have 2 weeks to do the case study, so you may not want to do it until the second week in each module. And then as we scroll down to week number 2, you have your first official check-in assignment, and this is where you're helping Sienna solve some math problems. The check-in assignment really is kind of the bulk of the work of the class. And again, if you turn in your check-in assignment by Thursday, and you have to answer all the questions, and you have to show me your work, it's about 6 or 8 questions, show me your work, then I will grade it, and I'll give you feedback on it, I'll give you the answers to everything, and you automatically get full credit if you turn it in. It doesn't matter whether you get them right or wrong, just as long as you've done all the questions and you've done your best showing the work, then you will get full credit for the check-in assignment by turning it in. And then I'll give you your answers to all the questions if you didn't get them right. If you got them right, I'll say good job. If you didn't get them right, I'll give you the answers. Then you can use those answers to learn how to do the problems, and then you can take your quiz. And again, also on the quiz, when you get it wrong, I give you all the answers. So you can go back and figure out where you went wrong. But week number 2, you have a check-in assignment. You'll also be finishing your case study, and then you'll be doing your first exam in week number 2. So that's how the class will go. Week number 1, you'll start your case study. Week number 2 in the module, you'll finish it. Week number 1, you'll have a quiz. Week number 2, you'll have an exam. And then both weeks, you'll have a check-in assignment. So that's how it works for each module. Hopefully that's not confusing, but if you have any issues, any questions, any concerns, any problems with the videos, couldn't watch it, it was too unclear, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to meet with you in Zoom and explain some things to you. I'll be happy to answer it via text or email best I can, and you'll get through the class. Just so you know, the hardest chapters that most students struggle with will be week number 3, which is a compound interest and simple interest, and that's the one of all of them. I think if you take your time and work through it slowly, you'll catch it, you'll get it, and then you'll be able to do well on the class. So that's it for my welcome video. I know it's a little longer than I anticipated, but there's a lot to explain. But I'm looking forward to a great session with you guys. Again, if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. But until then, have a great winter session, and